O'Donnell has the first set of exit polls from Michigan, giving us reasons, if not names. Nora, good evening.
And good evening, Keith. Well, the White House is not going to be very comforted by what we're seeing tonight in Michigan. What is clear from these exit polls is that this is a Republican electorate that is fed up with President Bush. And there's also rising anxiety about the economy. We found nearly half of the Republican primary voters were angry or dissatisfied with the president, and that is significant. There's also a great deal of fear about the economy among these Republican voters. 51% said the economy is not so good. Another 17% of Republicans said it's poor. You add those together, that means more than two-thirds say the economy is in the tank. That's Republicans, Keith. And you can see that that is a much higher percentage than we found in New Hampshire. There, about half of the Republicans were unhappy with the economy. Now, we know, of course, Michigan is suffering from the highest unemployment rate in the country. That's why we found that more than half of the Republican voters in Michigan said the economy, the #1 issue, way above the war in Iraq or terrorism or illegal immigration. Finally, Keith, we are learning something very interesting about the makeup of the electorate. That's right. Early exit polls indicate that Democrats and independents did not show up in large numbers to vote in the Republican primary like they did 8 years ago to help John McCain beat George W. Bush. This primary is overwhelmingly made up of voters who consider themselves Republicans. So, Keith, so much for the folks at the liberal blog, The Daily Kos, who urged Democrats to make mischief and vote in today's Republican primary. It turns out that less than 1 out of 10 were Democrats. So not much crossover, Keith.
Well, yeah, it's an open vote. We'll see what happens. #1 issue, 68% of the saying the economy not so good or poor. Nora O'Donnell, who we will visit with throughout the evening during the combined coverage of the Republican primary in Michigan and the Democratic debate in Vegas. Thanks, Nora.
You're welcome.